Hey guys, AJ Brody here back with another video. Today I want to talk about putting yourself out there or not doing that and just staying lonely forever and which choice is better. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe and leave a comment down below if you would choose to be lonely for the rest of your life and never experience pain, or put yourself out there and try and get hurt multiple times and be able to take rejection. So, as long as I can remember, I've been in relationships. I've been in 6 or 7 relationships now since the time I was 16. And if you want to count before high school, like when I was 13. But since I can remember, every time I would get out of a relationship, I would get right back on the horse and try again. I would try and go on a date or go on the dating apps. Even like when I was 16, you weren't even allowed to go on the dating apps. And let's just say that the law or the ID pass wasn't as great. The security wasn't as great back then. But my point is, I've always just had this 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 pit in my stomach, this emptiness, this void in my, like, right here, and it can't be filled. So, and even though I try to fill it, even though I know I can't be filled, I try and fill it anyway, and it never works, and I just feel empty inside. But that kind of longing for, I guess, love kind of led me to put myself out there. But in doing so, the process of getting rejected, and that could not mean like, oh, they break up with me, or oh, they stop seeing me, but it could be more of, even though I break up with them, because a lot of the times I get into a relationship, it's really just me either not or when I was younger, I would stop texting them, or I would just ghost them, but I would still feel like I was the one getting rejected. But most of the time, I've only had about 2 or 3 relationships that they broke up with me. And then all the other ones I had to break up with them because I know that they weren't going to break up with me. But every time that we split ways, I felt terrible. I felt rejected. I felt like hurt because I put myself out there and it didn't work out like how I wanted it to. And I got rejected. Or that's what it felt like. The other day I asked a coworker, the other day being like a month ago, is it better to get into a relationship and get to know people, or to just go through life with not knowing anybody and not getting into any relationships and not getting close with anybody? And she instantly said, be single. Don't get to know anybody. It's way better if you do that because you can't feel all the pain that you're about to feel. And to me, I disagree with that. Solely for the fact that if you are a human being that wants to connect with other humans, you're going to miss out on a whole bunch of connections. You're going to miss out on life. You're going to miss out on living. That's not something I want to do. I actually want to live. I want to be, if I'm living in this world for the next 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, I actually want to meet people. I want to make those types of friends that are actually worth having. Like right now, I had to get rid of 2 people in my friend group. I had to get rid of 2 friends. These 2 friends were very toxic. They did not meet my needs at all. I would have to call them most of the time. I would have to engage in conversation most of the time. And one of the friends actually just wanted to keep shit on the surface, and unfortunately I am not the type of person to just want to keep shit on the surface. Like, I have to dive deep with you if you want to be my friend. If we need to go like 4 or 5 hours and talking about your like mental health issues, or talking about my mental health issues, and you need to be there for me, that's what kind of friend I need. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit more feminine than I am masculine, but my point is, it hurts when you have to end the relationship with a partner or a friend. It's the same thing. It's the same basic concept. And a lot of people are like, that's gay. But if you actually think about it, you're connecting with a human being regardless. And if you're not doing that in your friendship, then you're not really, are you really friends? Are you really friends with that person? Like, if you can't hug that person, like if you can't emotionally connect with them and have a really deep bond, then are you really, like, if you can't cry in front of them, if you can't have a deep bond, if you can't trust them, are you really friends with them, or are you just like just acquaintances, you know? Are you just like, oh, I'm a friend of his friend of his friend, you know? Pretty much strangers, actually, because y'all don't know each other, y'all don't talk. I don't like those types of friends, and I never did. I always thought that they were like very, it was like, it's all for what? It's like vanity. It's like, it doesn't matter because you're gonna go and do stuff with them and they're not gonna be with you. It's just like going back to relationships, like romantic relationships. When you do hookup culture, right? Or when you hook up with people, it's like you hook up with this person. Like, one time I hooked up with like a Mexican and or a Hispanic, and she, like, that was it. It was literally like one date, right? And we just hooked up. That's it. And I didn't want to reconnect with her or anything. And I didn't like that. I felt so dirty after that. Or like the other time, I went to Atlanta, or Ubered all the way to Atlanta, and I only knew this girl. I only hit it like twice, and I only knew her for like 3 days, and then that's it. And then it was done with. It was gone. It was over. I don't like that. I want security. I want stability. But to answer my question, is it worth it to put yourself out there, or should you just be alone and never experience the wonders of life and relationships and all life has to offer? You should definitely put yourself out there. I know it's going to hurt, but that's how you grow as a person. You're going to hurt yourself. You're going to fail, and you're going to have to pick yourself up and try again. Because unfortunately, if you do not, you're not going to grow as a person. And by the time you're like 50 or 60 years old, you're not going to have any experiences. You're just going to be empty. You're going to be empty inside. You're going to be wondering, what was the point of that? Now, I'm not saying, here's the problem here. When you actually do make friends, you have to determine whether or not they are actually good for you. Like, you can't have jealous friends, you can't have liars, you can't have cheaters, you can't have losers, people who are not really going anywhere with your life. Like, if you were to actually think about me, I don't think that I'm going anywhere with my life. But to tell you the truth, like, I genuinely want to have a purpose. I genuinely want to have the ability to be like, I have something to do every single day. But I don't think that's the case for me. I think I'm just going day by day, right? And those types of people you do not want to be around. And another type of person you don't want to be around is somebody who just likes what you like. And I'm not saying like stuff you have in common. I'm saying like, you're like, oh yeah, I listen to the internet, or oh yeah, I listen to like Ariana Grande, and they're like, "Oh, no way, me too," and they never did before. But they're just a yes man, you know. They just say whatever you say. They're interested in whatever you're interested in. They don't have any opinions. They don't have any. They just agree with whatever you say. I don't like those types of people either. But I'm also that person because I'm just empty inside, you know. I've never learned how to actually be a person, I guess. I'm a bit of a sociopath, self-diagnosed. But anyways, put yourself out there. Put yourself out there and make sure that you're actually choosing the right friends. Okay? You want to be able to have friends that have your back, that you can trust, that are always going to be there for you when you need them. But at the same time, you need to be giving your skills. You need to be giving to them as well, because a friendship is transactional. But you can also have a genuine love for them. Like I'm not saying like oh you love them, you're gay, but I'm saying like a genuine love. Like hey man, I appreciate you, bro, or even like yeah, just like people like care, like just caring about somebody, really, just like caring, like actually caring. Like for example, right? I had this one girl, a friend girl, right? And she would never do anything for me at all. She would never call me, she would never text me. She would only call when she wanted something. She would only text me when she wanted something. She would never ask to hang out. I always had to ask to hang out. But that's not the type of friend that you want. Versus there was this other girl that I was friends with, and she would always check up on me. She would always ask me if I'm okay. She would always ask to hang out. And unfortunately, back then I was kind of more of a dick, and I kind of just ignored her most of the time. So she gave up on me. But my point being is you want those types of people, people that actually care about you, that check up on you, that can read your emotions properly. Not the person that's like, I don't give a shit about you. I don't care whether you're doing bad or good. I really don't care if you die the next day. It's just not worth having those types of friends. You want the type of friend to, it's almost like you guys are actually in love. Like you're actually in a relationship. Have you ever had a relationship that you guys are like, I'll do anything for you? That's how you guys should be with your friends, but minus the romantic side and the sexual side and all of that. You guys should just be healthy, you know? It's like, what do you need, man? I got you. Whatever you need, whatever favor you need, I'm going to stick it out with you until we finish this. That's how it should be. But unfortunately, most friendships are not like that. Most friendships are one sided, or somebody just doesn't want to lose the other person because they'll become lonely. But for me, it's like, you just let go. Just let go. Um, but yeah, again, to answer the question, do put yourself out there. And I know it's going to hurt when you get rejected so many times. And I know that it would be a lot safer. It would be a lot safer to just not talk to anybody, to be a shut in, to be a need, you know, just to like isolate yourself. But unfortunately, if you want to have a satisfying, um, you want to be content with your life at the end of it, you kind of just, you gotta get out there, man. You have to keep trying. You have to keep it's just like your brain, right? You have to keep it healthy. Unfortunately for me, I do not follow any of my advice. Why? Because I'm the most laziest person. I should be called AJ Bodie Lazy. That's what my name should be. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the like button for 7 years of good luck. But anyways, yeah, that's it for today's video. actually nighttime. If you guys enjoyed the video, I'm glad. I hope that you guys actually take my advice and you find somebody, a friend, or you find a lover that actually cares about you and is not just using you. The type of relationship that you want with somebody, doesn't matter what type of relationship, platonic or romantic, you want them to be always trying to serve you. And you say, no, I want to serve you. And they're like, no, I want to serve you. And when you keep that up with those types of friends, you know that they're reciprocating and that only brings you guys closer together. I would do anything for you and you would do anything for me. Okay? That's how it should be. It should not be, I would do anything for you. Okay, well, I wouldn't do anything for you. Or it should be 50-50, you know? Most friends, they don't do that. That's not how friends are. Anyways, I am also another thing too is one more thing. I'm gone, but another thing too would be like, what what can that friend give you? Because in a relationship, you'll try and get like so many, you'll try and get so many things out of that one person versus having a whole bunch of friends. You can get one thing out of all those friends. So it's better to find out what you can actually get out of them. Talk to them about it. Be like, hey, this is what type of friend I am with you. Are you okay with that? I just thought I'd ask. You know, you actually need to talk to them, actually need to have a conversation. Because when you don't talk to your friends or your family or relationship, it always crumbles. You need good communication. Anyways, guys, that's it. I'm going to go to bed. Y'all have a good night and God bless you. Peace.